Hey guys, thank you for watching Celebrity702. My name is Freddie, and today I have an amazing guest. He is a magician, illusionist, comedian, and he's even an actor. So please help me welcome SawChuck.
How you doing, man?
Where were you born?
Me, I was born in Vancouver, Canada.
Wow.
And I'm Canadian originally, and I've been in the States for over 15, 18 years now. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
What is the difference between Canada and the United States? Is there a lot of...
Not a lot of difference, you know what I mean? Sure, some of the people are, and the ways, of course, politics and things like that, but, we're neighbors, so, when you go to Seattle or you go to Idaho, they're right against the border of Canada, so you really, if there was no border to go through, you wouldn't really know what country you're in. Trees are the same.
Yeah.
People are similar, so, yeah, so.
Customs and traditions, everything's the same.
Of course.
Good.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Sure. I grew up Vancouver, Canada. I did everything from dancing as a child. At 5 years old, I Ukrainian dance because my background's Ukrainian and Scottish.
Wow.
And then I played accordion and keyboard and saxophone. And then when I was 7, 8 years old, I got into magic. Got a magic kit like every kid does. Did a few tricks, put it away, and then when I was like 12, 13, I got another magic kit from my uncle and aunt, and also my mom and dad, and I started doing that, and all of a sudden it caught on. Started doing kids' birthday parties on the weekends for like $50 a show, and that was it. I never turned back, so.
Nice. So you started early.
I did, very young, and I think that's the only reason I'm on the strip now is because I've never given up, so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And how was your grades in school? Were you like...
Oh, C-. I barely passed. I just wanted to get home to work on magic or play an instrument or just do anything. I just did what I was required to do to pass and graduate, I was good at mechanics. I was good at acting. I was good in, PE, any of the stuff that wasn't to do with like math or biology or anything like that, My worst subject was probably math. I had to go to summer school for that. But I passed everything, graduated, and all that. But I always wanted to do other things, I was always an artist,
Definitely. What were your goals when you were young?
When I was young, I wanted to be, if I wanted a regular job, besides magic, I was going to either be a chiropractor, a marine biologist, or a firefighter. I love all those occupations.
Wow.
I'd love to have done them. I think the jobs are very honorable. But then I got into magic and entertainment. I thought, I wonder if I can make a go to this. I'd watch old TV shows growing up in the 80s.
Definitely.
And I thought, well, these people can do it. Why can't I? So I thought, what the hell? So here we are.
So here you are. And were you like the bully in school, or were you the one getting bullied?
I was a class clown, I think, but I wasn't even a class clown. I kind of just did my own thing. I did get bullied. Sure, I got shoved in lockers. I got, snow thrown at my face and all this other stuff. But I was never a fighter. I never was. I used my words, but I never really fought. But I was always kind of the weird kid where I was friends with the nerds and the cool kids and the guys going to be in gangs. I was always kind of friends with everybody, and I still am that today. I got friends who are all in all those categories because that's kind of the person I am. I don't really judge. As long as you get through your life and you live your life, it doesn't affect me, So,
definitely.
Yeah.
What kind of music did you hear when you were growing up?
I grew up listening to country music. My parents had a ranch in the States, and my dad loved country western. I rode horses all my life, and so I grew up on country western, but I also like top 40. I love R&B. I love everything from Prince to Michael Jackson to Aretha Franklin, to even nowadays I love Bruno Mars. And a lot of great singers that are out there now that are coming out, So, but if you were to walk into my home and hit my radio, I'm sure you'd hear a country station on first things. They're in my cars, So.
Who's your favorite country
artist? I don't know. There's so many. I love Thomas Rhett. He's the newest guy out there, and he's kind of country, but if you really listen to his music, he could almost be pop. What I mean? He's got a very cool vibe to him. And of course, I like George Strait because he's a legend, and he sells out everywhere he goes, and he's country. But yeah, I like all Taylor Swift's good too, but then she goes back and forth from country to pop, So,
definitely.
Yeah, I like them all.
And now moving on from your childhood, what was your first job you ever had?
First job I had was a combination. I worked at a bakery when I was like 12, and I was making meat pie shells. So I'd go in after school, ride my bike to this bakery. There'd just be a little lady in the front selling the bakery goods, and I'd be in the back because all the bakers would be gone for the day. And I'd make pie shells, Scottish meat pie shells, and I'd get paid like 25 cents a tray of like 25 shells, because in the morning they'd come in, fill it with meat, put a top on them, and then cook them, and then they'd sell them. So that was my job, to prepare all the meat shells, so when they came in, they'd have shells to make their wares. And then as well as that, I had a newspaper route. I had 2 different paper routes. I just delivered papers and that. So I love making money. So I had all sorts of jobs. I thought it was great. So yeah.
Definitely. What was the worst job you ever had?
Man, I think it was probably working for a fish and chip company at a place in Burnaby, BC, where I'm from, which is Vancouver. Burnaby are very close, called Mr. Chips Fish and Chips. I was making fish and chips, but the boss is a real pain in the ass, and it was just not my favorite place to work, So, and I think I think also working for telemarketing, I did it for a little bit. I had over 19, 20 jobs. I've done everything: pump gas, fix bikes, you name it, I've done it. I've washed dishes at restaurants, but I think it was probably being a telemarketer for like the Globe and Mail. I thought, oh my God, I don't even like myself, and I'm calling these people.
Right.
So, yeah.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, I have a degree in radio, television, communications, and copywriting and journalism, and a minor in business. So
you liked it?
I loved it, but I'm not a school person. I did it because I wanted to be on the air on radio. And then magic took off, so I hung that on the wall. And what's funny now is I do a lot of reality TV and all that, and I have hosted a lot of things. So indirectly, it kind of helped me later on down the road. Education, knowledge is power. So any kind of education is powerful. As long as you can use it. Just don't learn it to not use it just to get a degree. Learn something that you really think you're going to use. So.
What were some goals back then when you were like in college, when you were like from high school to like college?
To be rich.
To be rich.
My goal is just to pay the bills, make money, and then also do what I would love to do, which is doing magic now. That was my goal. My goal was to be successful and do something I could do. But people always say, if you can dream it, you can do it. They always say America, the land of the opportunities, land of dreams. And yes, but most people, they forget to add on the last part, which is, if you can dream it, you can do it, but you have to work 24/7 to achieve it. You can't just sit at home and wish it or pray to God or whatever you believe in. You have to get off your ass and go work and knock on doors and try to be different. And you're going to get knocked down 90% of the time if you're trying something original and different that isn't your stock. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a doctor. Where you go to school, you practice, and you get a job. It's very structured that way. If you're going into an art form in that, you're going to get told no 90% of the time. Doesn't matter who you are. But the key is to work hard and keep going at it, and not give up, because you're going to get a lot of haters out there. That's life.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely life. And are you married?
I've been married a couple times, but I'm not married now. I have a girlfriend of a year right now.
Oh, okay.
But I was married a couple times, and once I lived in Orlando, Florida for 5 years, and then the other one was over here in Vegas. So, but no, now I'm not married, but I have 3 Chihuahuas.
3 Chihuahuas.
4 cars, 2 houses, and a girlfriend of a year. So there we go.
Wow, there you go. What else can you ask for?
I know, right? Yeah, they're showing the strip, so I'm not complaining, right? Exactly. I'm a very lucky person, so yeah.
And what is one of the happiest moments in your life?
I think on America's Got Talent. My father was alive then. My father passed about 3 years ago, and he was 83, had a great life, and my parents have been married forever, 54 years, and I got to make the steam train that he worked on when he was 18 years old, because my father worked in the railway all his life. My whole family was railway, and I got to make his steam train vanish on America's Got Talent in front of 22 million people, and he was there to see it. So that was a pretty cool moment, to kind of give back and give respect to my mom and my dad, So,
definitely.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that was cool. Yeah.
And what is the saddest moment in your life?
Probably one of the saddest was putting down one of my first animals, one of my Chihuahuas named Ella. We had her for 15 years, and they started having seizures, and the back end started going, as we all age, right?
Definitely.
And making that decision to put her down and then doing it, that just killed me. But when you have animals, I'd rather have 15 years of happiness and 6 months of being sad because you miss them than never doing it. You know what I mean? So it's better to have loved than to have never loved at all. I always say that, So,
definitely.
yeah. So.
Oh yeah. And what is your main goal right now?
My main goal is to have my own television show and my own television special. I've been on over 100 different shows as a guest act, and I'm on YouTube, twice a week and all this other stuff. But my main goal now is to be the driving force of my own TV show. I'm already, and what's interesting is TV, even though it's going out of trend, it's coming back in trend because we're just kind of trading it in for the internet. And so we'll still have a TV, but it's going to be the internet connected to it versus cable. Yeah. So that's my own idea, to have a 1 hour special of my show on TV on a national level. So that's my next goal. So, yeah.
I hope to see you there soon.
Yeah, I hope so. I'm excited. Yeah, and to keep my hair. That's my other goal.
Keep your hair.
Yes, exactly.
Mine is already.
See, it looks good though. You're very distinguished, so you're okay with that. So,
Yep.
So if I lost my hair, I look like an eraser. Let's be honest.
Oh my God.
So, it's true.
And let's see, what do you need to happen now for your life to be perfect?
I think the only thing I'm missing in my life is I haven't had a kid yet. I have everything. I've gotten everything. I've seen the world. I've got more friends than I ever dreamed of. But the only thing I haven't done, if I were to die tomorrow, the only thing I'd be upset with is I've never had a kid. Because I think that's pretty cool to have a child. It was a lot of work, and I'm totally scared. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's the only thing I've never experienced in my life that I think is just unbelievable. And so that's probably the only thing that if I didn't do, I'd regret, not doing.
You hear that, girlfriend?
I see.
Let's see. And are you happy where you're at now?
Oh, I'm thrilled where I'm at now, We're so excited as well. With what I'm doing, I'm still on Pawn Stars, which is such an honor to be on that show. It's like my 10th season. I'm on Masters of Illusion. I've done 5 seasons. They just got renewed for a 6th. I'm on YouTube. We're literally about 2 months away from hitting 1 million subscribers on YouTube. So that's huge. And we're back here at the Tropicana where I started my residency like 6 years ago. And I moved to Planet Hollywood, but we're back here, and this is our first week here. And it's like coming back home. I love the Tropicana. I love the Laugh Factory. So we're laughing. We're having a great time, and we're really excited to be back.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
And now moving on to your career, how did it all start? Where and when?
Well, I started when I was 7 in Vancouver, Canada. I did kids' birthday parties, and then I did cruise ships and resorts all over the world. I'd play in Korea, and I'd play in Europe, and I'd tour on cruise ships all over the world as well. And then I, wanted an option for Vegas, so I started pitching and pushing for Vegas. I came here in 2002. I had a show at the Frontier Hotel, and then from then on, I started doing reality shows, because in 2002, that's when reality really started to pick up. And I did Comedy Central's Reno 911, which is a big show way back in the day. And then I just kept doing more and more reality shows, and moved along the Strip. I had a show with the Crazy Horse from Paris, the MGM Grand. I was a featured act in that show. And I worked up and down the Strip, and now it's nice to be here with my own show. I can't complain. It could be worse, but I'm not complaining.
Definitely.
Yeah. I liked Monaco. I got to play Monaco, Monte Carlo, which is, the south of France, near Nice and everything. And Monaco was beautiful. I got to perform at the casino there, at the Cabaret, and I did about 5 weeks there. And I believe it was 2008, and I absolutely loved it. It was amazing. Walking down the steps from France to Monte Carlo, because it's like saying Henderson in Vegas. It's right there. You just kind of cut through a district. And you walk by the Café de Paris and the Hermitage Hotel, and you're right on the Mediterranean. You can't beat that water. And we got to work every night, and it was a beautiful cabaret. So that's probably one of my best experiences. Yeah, so cool.
And what is something that you're most proud of doing magic?
I think the fact that I got to do something I love, and I'm doing something I love, and my parents have gotten to see me have a certain amount of success in the business. I think that's pretty cool. Most people don't ever get to see that sometimes. So for me, it's pretty exciting to get to that level while they're still around, or at least my mom's around now. My dad got to see a lot of it. So that's pretty exciting, you know what I mean? And also you get to give back. I'm a big fan of helping charities. And when you're in a public profile or you're in the public eye, one of the best and coolest things is to give back.
Give back.
You know what I mean? And so, that's a big thing. And I'm a huge fan of rescuing animals. And I help 3 Squared Out, which is here, a food drive, which is basically helping all the kids who need food, in the poorer areas in Vegas, and Opportunity Village. We do a lot with them, and all sorts of things. So yeah.
Good.
Yep.
And everything you do, like charity, you do it through your job, through your...
Yeah, well, they asked me to come in and I'll donate either show tickets. I'll come in and do a show where they sell tickets to generate money, or there's all sorts of ways that, you know, celebrities can help out, you know. So we're very lucky, you know. Well, I wish I could cure cancer. You know what I mean? If I could, you know, if I could do it, that would be the number one thing. If I could really do magic, I wish I could cure cancer. You know?
Last but not least, for someone that wants to learn or master magic, what is an advice that you would give them?
I would get a book. You know, the book I started was Mark Wilson's Course in Magic. It's a great book. You can buy it on Amazon or online anywhere. Now, the reason I say a book, because I know you can go on YouTube and watch videos. The problem with YouTube is you see how a trick works and you go, oh, it's too hard, it's too easy, I know how it works now. You're not doing it because you love the way the effect is at the end result. You see either it's how hard or how easy it is, and that's how you judge whether you want to do a trick. When I was learning, I saw how a trick worked, I wanted to learn it. Whether it was hard or easy, no matter what, I wanted to learn, you know? But nowadays, when these kids and people can see how a trick's done already all the way through, they can already make a judgment call whether they want to do the trick or not. And they're not doing it because of how great it is, they're doing it if it's easy to learn or not. And I'm a big fan of reading the book, because you can really enjoy it, try it, and really physically learn it, and really get a grip on it, because it sinks in, versus when you see a video, it flies by and you got to rewind. But a lot of people learn easier that way as well. But when it was a book, you really got to concentrate, like studying anything with math or geography or anything. If you read a book, you really have that time to comprehend it and take it in on your own time, not just watch a screen. So, so yeah. So there you go.
So there you go.
And thank you, Freddie, for coming backstage, hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate
Oh, no problem.
Opportunity.
You're welcome.
If followers want to follow you on social media, how can they do that?
Check it out. Go to my YouTube channel. It's Magic Murray on YouTube. You'll see all the videos, and the videos are good for any age from 2 to 102. It's all pranks and stuff we teach people. And then everywhere else, you go to my website, which is murraymagic.com, and then you can go on my social media stuff, which is Magic Murray or Murray SawChuck. You know, anytime you put Murray and Magic together on Google, it'll all come up, you know. But check out my YouTube channel. That's my big thing that we're pushing. We're having a great time doing it, and we love what we're putting on there.
On there.
Yeah.